Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. After quite a while, I have, in addition to my save game troubles, if you haven't seen the preceding videos, also been quite a bit ill and under the weather, so you probably still hear that in my voice, but we are back. It is January 1937, the Spanish Civil War is ongoing, and things are slightly different from the original save. As one of you has pointed out in the comments, I could have used the game rules to probably change that, and I didn't realize that this would work with mods as well. But I'll just go quickly through a couple of things that are different. For once, Norway has decided to join the Syndicalist side, so we now have the Norwegian Socialist Republic up in the north, and Sweden is already getting relatively anxious about it. Also, if I remember correctly, if we are looking at the factions map, the National Republic of Finland has decided that, you know what, no, we're not doing this anymore, and have left the Reichspakt. So Sweden has joined, but Finland has left. Other than that, the Belgians have decided that, you know what, that whole, given the increase of civil wars all over the place and the encroachment of syndicalism, they felt that, you know, that we're actually better suited to rejoin you. And Belgium has remained in the Reichspakt and has not gone independent after all. In East Asia, German East Asia actually is embroiled in a civil war with Indochina, which is a little unfortunate because I can't actually help them. I cannot actually I can't join the war, and I can't send any volunteers. So I said, you can't send volunteers because your allied joined the war, which I can't. So the game mechanics prevent me from actually helping. There was a decision to send some infantry equipment over, which I have done by just demobilizing some of our troops. The Guangxi insurrection civil war is still ongoing. In general, the strategy in East Asia is divide and conquer. So as long as it's not the League of Eight, former League of Eight, now a League of Southeast Provinces, we were trying not to get anybody too powerful that they can unite all of China and then cause trouble. In Japan, meanwhile, the old empire is back, and it's now back to the Empire of Japan. They have shed democracy, and things might get interesting there again as well. So there's not an awful lot we can do in East Asia. I still have some troops here stationed as well as in the south here, and hopefully they can manage to actually, you know, pull these troops out from Borneo and bring them over to Indochina, where they will be of much better use. They should have the naval forces to create maybe a naval landing near Saigon and finish that civil war with those troops if they can get to it. But there's not an awful lot I can do about it. In Spain, the northern flank has held mostly, with the support of some Irish divisions and Ukrainian in holding Madrid. They've actually managed to somewhat contain the Carlists in the north, although they have been pushed back to the borders of Madrid again. But that has allowed us to focus what limited power we have. We've got 4 divisions here, 2 armored divisions and 2 mountaineer divisions. What limited power we have on the breakthroughs in the east, and we've managed to somewhat contain the syndicalists here. We're now getting ready for a push across the plains of Guadalajara, and we'll try to link up with the troops here in the west, cut off the French tank divisions and the other foreign troops here, and that hopefully breaks the back of the syndicalists. And once we've sorted that, we can then start pushing north and take pressure off Madrid as well. We have 1 fighter wing, the 2nd Jagdgeschwader, in here. The enemy still has 400 fighters up from France and the Union of Britain, so we can't quite compete with those. And the Black Monday game is actually ongoing, so it is now unblocked, which means we're just about to close off the Ruhrkampf. I've missed the timing by a day or two, so in 2 weeks or so we'll be done with the Ruhrkampf. But we now have we have got two reforms in. We've got the price monitoring and the institutional public works. If we're having a very quick look, the institutional public works coming out of this one. At the end of each turn, 200 will be dealt for every building constructed during the turn. So hopefully, any kind of construction I'm going to get done during the turn will be added at the end, unless that is also not working again. But we have it in for now, and I am, given that we are at 150% debt at this point, now doing the debt restructuring. But then after that, we'll finish off the Tarnobade plan, because we do have the Promote Tarnobade plan card, which is now actually functional. And what this does, it adds a number of foci completed out of the Tarnobade branch of cards for 3% debt. So right now that'd be 3, but we can still get that up to 6 cards, which would be quite nice. So I want to get through the debt restructuring, and I might want to get the federal income taxes as well, because they would alternatively. I can go down some of these paths here, and they would also be giving me in combination with the massive public works, might give me some infrastructure that I can build, which would or civilian factories or other things, which would then be beneficial in terms of using the institutional public works. So there are a couple of options. We've still got 60 days to go here. The agrarian crisis, I'm just waiting for some political power. Once the Supplant the Landbund will complete, then we will be having some political power to spend here as well. Right now, I think we're still on minus 0.2 stability from the disorderly agrarian policy, but in 18 days that'll flip. And then we can use some to do the rest. We're pretty good on the Atlantic gateway to the Atlantic front. So right now I'm not actually using the continuous pressure on Ireland because I do want to use my factories to construct things, because that should assist with the institutionalized public works, hopefully. So we will see how this works. We're at -5 economic health, which means the Black Monday is not that terrible anymore. The biggest impact that we're currently having from the Black Monday is actually the vast public works from the Tarnobade plan of -50% factory output, which is really not helping. But that is something that we will deal with eventually. So we've got the Guangxi volunteers, we've got the Spanish volunteers, we've got 6 divisions over in the Asian theater, and we are low on everything. But we sort of have the infantry equipment under control at this point. We're short on tanks, which means what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cancel the production of these Panzer divisions, because these are having some light and medium tanks assigned to them. So that frees these up because I'm never going to train them anyway. That frees them up as reserves for the currently fighting tank divisions, and make sure that they're not actually running out of equipment, because they are obviously embroiled in battle. So I think we've got everything pretty much under control. I can still only bring 1 air wing over, so it's not an awful lot. But right now our focus here is to push through, and we do need to keep a little bit of an eye on the Ruhrkampf to make sure that we are ending this in time. Other than that, everything else is the same. Von Schleicher has once again attempted to become the Minister President of Prussia, and has once again been thwarted. And we are So yeah, it's about the same. So with the activation of the yellow unions, we'll go down to 5, then it ticks up to 15, and then we get these kicking in, and then we should be down to 0 eventually in 12 days. And the tanks are making their way through in the north. So how are we on supply here? Yeah, we've got a port here, so that shouldn't be too bad. We're still trying to attack the dug-in divisions there. Tanks are moving in now, and we're trying to... This might be a river crossing here, so this might be more difficult. We shall see. This might be more difficult than anticipated, but right now we're pushing these divisions out on the plains here, and then we will see if we can close it. Otherwise, we might have to push south. But the main goal is to catch all these divisions here. That would be a huge win if we can manage to cut all these divisions off here. And once we have the mountaineers pushed through, then they can join as well. And that should hopefully break the back of the Spaniards. Now we are fighting in red air here, and we can't really challenge that with our fighter wings, unfortunately. But it's just something we're living with. So Ruhrkampf escalation goes up. Okay, tanks are moving forward. And yes, as predicted, this is unfortunately a river crossing. So this is going to be a little harder than it should have been otherwise. We might be able to just not do that and just defend and go around north. We'll defend here for now. Maybe we can counter-attack. So Ruhrkampf is at 15 again. In 5 days it'll go down, and I just have to remember to end the state of emergency. So we'll defend here. We've cut off one Spanish division for now, but we'll defend here first with the tanks, and then we'll see if we can run the counterattack, because one of the divisions has moved north. We're almost at 25 political power, at which point we can enact another policy. Okay, they have given up. Counterattack. And that should, despite the fact that we have to cross the bridge here, that should be sufficient. We have 25 political power, so we can do the Agricultural Settlement Promotion Act. Talk that. And yeah, kein Fußbreit deutscher Erde soll verloren gehen. Not a foot width of German soil shall be lost. That gives us 2% war support, 1 building slot, and some local population. And we are at 3 days away from ending the Ruhrkampf, which also will help somewhat. Mountain divisions, please assist with the attack. I do need to clean up the front lines here, so we get everybody to move through. And once we have them encircled, and oh, they've reinforced just in the nick of time. That is unfortunate. Okay, I might have to divert one of the mountain divisions to pin them in the south here, because I think they're reinforcing from the south. Debt restructuring has completed, so we're 2 days away from ending the Ruhrkampf. We're down at 149% of GDP, and we've got the decisions to renegotiate the debt, which will be costing us some political power to do that. So we're not necessarily doing that right now. Just have to keep an eye on the British actions here. But I am hoping that once we get some construction completed, that'll actually help out. We don't have to do that yet, but we do have to find a new national, select a new national focus. Now we could go 2 ways. It'd be nice to use the reform card here, because that would mean we would get, but we're relatively far ahead already, so we're not going to get that anymore this round. So if we can play it, and the deck is getting bigger, we would get 4 more uses out of it. So we would get a 20% debt out of that. So it would effectively mean we would trade. How much are we getting out of these decisions? 2. So we would get. That's a fair amount. The alternative would be. There are a couple of other things. We are. what we can do here? We can remove. This might also be a good one. We can remove 5% debt here. We can remove 6% debt and add 2 factories. Alternatively, we can finish these off because I want to make sure that we get these done before the whole thing is complete. Because otherwise we're losing out on the benefits of it if the Wahlkampf just ends. So this would be the Allgemeine Deutscher Gewerkschaftsbund. That would give me an additional card plus 5% factory construction speed. So maybe I'll do these first, and we might throw in one of these just to see how many days do we have left. We've got 48 days left, so we could do the state monopoly on nitrate and tobacco. That gives us 2 civilian factories and 6% debt down. I think I'll do this one, because that will give me an interesting indicator if this works, if these 2 factories count towards the Black Monday mechanic. So let's do that one. We also have to get down here. We can now do the regime of the Red General, and we can start doing the military reforms, which is very necessary. So we get this one. The victors of the Weltkrieg is a big problem. So these 2 here will do wonders in reducing that, and there are a couple of other really important things that we can take in this tree as well. There's some massive trees here, so. But for now, we'll focus on economic recovery, and state monopoly on nitrate and tobacco. It is what it is. Okay, let's pin the divisions in the south. Just make sure we're not missing the Ruhrkampf mechanic. 1 day off. We just need that division here defeated, so we can close the loop in the north. And we want to end the state of emergency as soon as we can. Hopefully that 1 mountain division can manage that. Can we... Spain, do you maybe want to join here? Maybe want to help out? How about it? Help out in the south here. We're getting some help from the Spanish in the north. I just need to make sure we are breaking through. Okay, we have broken through. It's done. We can defend. And we should be through. Yep, and we can end the state of emergency in the Rhineland. That removes the Ruhrkampf. Okay, peace in the Ruhr. General strike is over. Moderate revisionist factions of the uprising who's... I've gone through this already in the last one, I think. Either way, the conservative press has proudly declared victory against syndicalist and anarchist terrorists who sought to overthrow the state, and they're not wrong. I mean, they're not wrong. Anyway, that gives us 10% base stability and ends the Ruhrkampf mechanic. So that's one down. Next one, 45 days. We have to do the Black Monday system, and we are still 40 points ahead of the British. We can get a lot of political power out of this. So what we could do is spend another... we have some... we could get 10 points for 250 infantry equipment. How much do we have? We've got 800... How do we have 800 infantry equipment? It looks like our production is actually picking up now, which is good. Also, that might be from the cancellation of the tank divisions. Yeah, that's probably where that comes from. So that's something we could do. Just equip the IRA, get 10 points out of that, or spend 3 Army XP. Army XP is hard to come by at the moment, so I'm kind of trying to hold on to it. Maybe we'll spend 250 Army equipment for now, just to get that up and going. And then we will assign all these divisions to the front line here, and we will push. We will actually assist with destroying this group here, because that is one of our primary goals. So let's get the divisions on. Once the defense in the north is complete, let's get the divisions ready, and then we will launch the counterattack. I just want to get them across the I don't want to attack across the river line, obviously, if we can avoid it. So we'll wait for the rest of the divisions to get here. We can use the mountaineers to just clear out that one division over there. And we just have to keep an eye that we are not running late for... So Landbund is almost done, and we can do the rest of them. We're not running late for the Black Monday. So Spain should be holding the north, so we can get the divisions on the lines. Let them recover some. Let them recover some organization. Meanwhile, yeah, let's actually. The Xinjiang clique has capitulated. Was I involved in that? No, that was a different one. That was somewhere in the north there. However, we are not managing to get across the line here by the looks of it. So let's see if we can make that happen. Just small scale support here from our side. Germany is still trying. Germany East Asia is still trying very hard to sort this out. Still holding back with these divisions, unfortunately. But again, there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. And so far, while the Belgrade Pact exists, they have not attacked Bulgaria just yet. So it could be that Austria-Hungary and me have scared them off. And yes, Austria-Hungary still has a non-aggression pact with us. So that's all in good hands. Okay, well, these three divisions, let them regain their organization very quickly, and then we will launch the attack in the south. Spain honestly can deal with these encircled divisions here, I believe. Okay, that's probably good enough. So let's get everybody to launch on the south. We definitely need these divisions down before they start breaking out. That is the priority that we're going after at the moment. 41 days, and we have completed that part, which means we've got consolidation in countryside plus 2% stability, and we can still do these, which are going to give me 4% and 5%, so 9% stability all in all, and another 4% stability. One of them was the command economy sounds a bit suspiciously communist, if you ask me, but we're doing it anyway because it's 9% stability, so hopefully nothing bad happens. We lose 50 political power and 2 stability, so we get a 7% net stability out of that. We should have probably done the other one first then. I can cheat that, so I can still do this one. Because this gives me 5% political power gain and 4% stability. And then we'll just ignore them because, yeah. Controversial agricultural policy pursued by Schleicher and his cross-partisan agricultural secretariat. The Kreuzzeitung, yeah, that would be the Prussians again. Prussians are not happy with me, which means we've lost a lot of political power out of this, but we have gained 10% stability and, more importantly, 5% political power gain, which over time will make up for that loss quite nicely. So I think in all, we still have a net positive here. Madrid is still holding, albeit barely. So it's really important that we start finishing off the Syndicalists in the south here. Especially that Spain seems to absolutely not be interested in holding these front lines. At least they're cleaning up in the north there. But we are pretty much on our own here. And that means I immediately need to divert one division to pin the northern group there, because it's actually moving. Which is not ideal. But I don't want them to reconnect, and then I have to chase them back across the river. So let's see if we can push them out in the south here as quickly as humanly possible, and finish them off. How's our supplies? We have supply here. We should be fine supply-wise. But the northern pinning operation here is not going to last for too long. So I will have to divert increasing numbers of troops. I might need a tank division actually in the north to help pin. Let the mountaineers recover and keep an eye on the Black Monday. So just making sure that that they're not breaking out from there. But for now, we will try to push them out in the south. We're almost there. They are very, very low in organization. And that mountain division is recovering. Tank division can be penetrated, or because we are fighting some of the French tanks over here now. So French tank battles, and that means we can probably get the Mountaineer division. It's at half, or we'll let them recover a bit more. I think we can manage to push them out here in the meantime. And yeah, they're almost there. And then we'll move south, and we get the tanks immediately to start moving in on the hills in the north here. Mountain division is in good shape, so I get them to assist for now. And we're almost through there. We have no political power, but we still got 30 days left on this front to make things happen. And very, very slowly our production is coming back up. We can, interestingly enough, convert some of the infantry equipment that we have, which is basic infantry equipment, into infantry equipment 1. I'm not opposed to that, but it means it doesn't cost us steel to do that. So it's the same production time, but we apparently get slightly better equipment out of that. So I'm not opposed to that. There might be a new mechanic out here. Anyway, we are almost there. We've almost pushed them out from the south, so I will immediately get the tank division redirected. And they are reinforcing now. There's nothing I can do about it. But we've managed. Okay, we have managed. So now we're pushing across the wider front line. And now we just have to push them out in the north. There is, I think, a counterattack coming, yeah, for some French tanks, but that should be relatively easily defeated. We are attacking in the north, and we are trying to completely encircle all these foreign troops here as quickly as possible. Max Bauer. A new article submitted to the Militär Wochenblatt, the military weekly, a magazine of the Heer. Heer is the German army, ground forces, which has served as a primary publication of the military since 1816, has made rounds among the readership. It was penned by Max Bauer, an infamous officer of the General Staff during the Weltkrieg, who later rose to the rank of general before his retirement. Most famously, he was a protégé of Erich Ludendorff and considered his right-hand man. Much of the so-called Ludendorff dictatorship during the Weltkrieg was his initiative, and the near-total mobilization of the nation during the last years of the Weltkrieg was envisioned by him. As a result, he has become a sort of symbol and respected spiritual predecessor to the officers and generals who desire for the Heer to transition towards total war. Bauer's article, drawing from his Weltkrieg experience, reflects this. He is highly critical of the government's lack of interest in military matters. I am very interested in military matters. And predicted that the next great war in Europe will be even more total than the last. Such a war can only be won by a complete dedication of the state's entire resource base to war, without hesitation or qualms. There's little illusion that this implies a totalitarian military dictatorship. We'll see. Von Schleicher is kind of infamous for trying to bridge the gap between the various areas. First of all, this gives us 1% war support, which is nice, but it kind of goes a little bit in line with the revolt of the totalitarians, which is I think the path that the faction of the Fronde in the government wants me to go down. So we will see. We will see which path we are going here. Haven't looked into that. For now, it's all about the economy, because without economy, we're not fighting anybody. So, and before the economy comes in, we do need to make sure that we are getting Spain under control. We are still significantly ahead of the British, which is good, and we are working on getting some political power back. But for now, let's see if we can manage to get these guys pushed back, and to finish off this massive agglomeration of syndicalist forces. And it looks like with freeing up the Spanish troops here, they're actually managing to push north somewhat on their own. So I think the use here of my divisions in destroying these forces is a good one. But it's a hard fight because they are dug in the hills here. And however, we are operating under aerial superiority, so that is costing them 9% defense. And that helps a little bit, despite the fact that we don't actually have bombers in the air. Now the problem obviously is that these guys are reinforcing constantly, which means we may have to do this a little differently. Well, first of all, we're going to be changing the... I don't want to change the front lines particularly, but I can't untangle these because it's a circular front line. So let's, as unfortunate as that is, let's delete it for now and see if we can manage. I think breaking through the north. We'll have to take it a little slowly. So we'll maintain. I might have to pin the divisions in the south, but right now we've got 8 divisions in the south and fewer in the north. So we'll maintain the. We'll draw a front line here, and I don't think I can do this in a way that I want to. Okay, we're going with these 2 divisions on one front line, and they have escaped, of course. We'll do that with these 2 divisions on one front line, and these 2 divisions on their own front line here. Can I? Yeah, there we go. So these 2 divisions here on the front line, we'll have to give them individual attack offensive orders. And for now, these guys need to rest. But for now, we'll just push them in the north. Unfortunately, because I was just assigning them to a front line, one of the divisions there escaped, which is less than ideal. And there we go. Serbian Republic declared war on Bulgaria. If Spain could help me out a little bit here, I'll chase them down eventually, but if Spain could help me out a little bit here, that would be great. But it looks like we may have to send some divisions to Bulgaria. So, and how far are we away? Yeah, I think this is a good place to end the episode for today. We have 25 days until the next Black Monday event, and from what I can see, right now we've got an inflation crisis, so I need capital controls card. That's money creation, work, and that's money creation. So we're definitely not getting anywhere with the cards we have right now. So promote the Tanubade plan gives me 3 extra cards, and hopefully that'll be enough to flip the crisis and to make something happen. I am not sure how exactly the institutional public works is operating. So I still want to wait until 23 days until that should fit until the focus is complete to see if these actually give me stability and investment. Anyway, that's it from me today. Next episode, we will continue our attempt at destroying the Syndicalists in Spain, and we will help the Bulgarians who are being attacked from 3 directions. And I don't think Germany has made any progress here. Slight progress, but they're very much out of equipment. They're very much out of manpower. And we apparently have been cut off here in the southern islands, which is less than ideal. I do not wish to lose these divisions, so we may have to call back our volunteers here and just let things go their normal way, because it looks like the Liangguang clique is significantly more powerful. And I mean, they are social liberals, but we're both they're not quite in favor of us as the other guys, but yeah, Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can manage to reconnect things here. Otherwise, I will have to. We do have a port here in Haiku, so we can easily just return the volunteers. So not a huge problem. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.